Hi everyone, welcome to another episode of the Library Marketing Show. I'm Angela Hursh from superlibrarymarketing.com, the website that helps you with your library marketing. And today we're going to do our latest social media updates for libraries. But before we do, I'm low on kudos. We do have kudos later in this episode, but I would love to hear about the great work that's going on in library land. I know there is some. So you can either nominate someone at your library or another library that you really love down in the comments. Or if you want to stay anonymous or surprise a library with your nomination, go to superlibrarymarketing.com and click on the Library Marketing Show tab. I'd love to hear your kudos nominations. Okay, let's get into our updates for social media. The first one is a report that came out this week on social media today. It's actually an infographic and it has a whole bunch of really interesting statistics about Twitter. I'll put the link down in the description, but I pulled a couple of these stats that I thought were really relevant to what libraries are doing on Twitter. So 60% of Twitter users expect a brand, that's you, that's your library, to respond to customer service requests within an hour. So keep that in mind as you're thinking about who is able to respond on Twitter from your library. It may be a bar that's a little too high for most libraries to reach, but hey, it's a goal. Why don't we try, right? We want to make sure that our customers are happy. Customer service is extremely important in the library land. Here's another fun and interesting one. Tweets with quotes are 53% more likely to be retweeted. So put a quote in your tweet if you can. The ideal length right now for a tweet is 70 to 100 characters. That's far below the 280 that you have to do a tweet, but that leaves room for people to quote tweet your tweets. In other words, they can add their own comment to your tweets. So try to keep your tweets between 70 and 100 characters. Finally, tweets that include a question mark. In other words, if you're asking a question on Twitter, they get 39 to 52% fewer clicks. So that is something to think about. Twitter may not be the place to ask questions of your followers. I had never thought of that. That was news to me. Thought I would pass it on to you. Again, the full report is going to be down in the show description. Okay, story number 2. I'm not a big fan of Facebook, but they have a new conference and it's free, and I'm going to go because I think this might be interesting. It is the Social Media Impact Education Conference. It's online. It's happening September 9th through 10th. It's for nonprofits and charities. It's supposed to be about how to increase engagement on Facebook. I'm going to go just for the heck of it. I'll put the link to register down below. You do have to connect your Facebook account to Blueprint, which is the service that they're using to register people, but you can always disconnect it after the conference. So I'm going to go and I'll put the link to register. I think it might be worthwhile for libraries that are still looking to do good engagement on Facebook. The third story is this really interesting guide that YouTube has released on aesthetics and niche trends. So that would be things like cottagecore. I still really don't know that I fully grasp the concept of cottagecore, but what I found interesting about this guide is there's a lot of information about things that Gen Z is interested in. And I think that's relevant, especially as we're continuing to make videos to promote our library on YouTube. And then also if you're doing any programming for Gen Z, this report may have some little nuggets in it that you'll find interesting and useful. So I'll put the link to that down in the description of this episode. Once again, if you go to superlibrarymarketing.com and click on the Library Marketing Show tab, you can request a topic for a future episode of the Library Marketing Show or nominate a library for kudos. And kudos today goes to the Columbus Library here in Ohio. They partnered with the VOA and the YMCA, I think it was, and they did this backpack collection, and it was really cool because you're not really promoting the library when you're doing backpacks except for getting good press, and there is real value in getting some good press for your library out of a partnership like this. And this kind of a partnership creates a base for further partnerships for the library. And so I think a collection like this, super easy for a library to do. So kudos to the Columbus Library for helping kids as they go back to school with the backpack collection. That's all I have for this episode. Please be sure to subscribe to my channel if you haven't. Like, comment, share these videos, as the kiddos say. And thank you for watching. I'll see you next time.